Oh my goodness, the candles. If you have not heard yet about how these are just destroying your health, this one to me was the most like tolerable. Like I swear I can't smell this candle at all. If you are on a journey to have the perfect Low-Tox home, you and I can be best friends. Hello beautiful and welcome back. I just wanted to talk to you about my experience. I am obsessed with having a Low-Tox home, using the Yucca reviews, learning about ingredients and labels and all of the things, and sadly this is what I spend my free time doing. So lately I've been getting into how to have a beautiful scented home. I want my home to still feel luxurious. I still want to have the same product experience, but I don't want all the toxic chemicals. And candles, oh my goodness, the candles. If you have not heard yet about how these are just destroying your health, then let me enlighten you. So I'm going to be teaching you what to look for when you're shopping in the store so that you can find some good options. But I also spent a lot of time and a little bit of money going around testing out some options for you this season from my local stores. So I'm going to share my experience with you so that hopefully you could save your money on the things that don't work and make a good purchasing decision. So lately there's a bunch of new science and new things coming out. Before I felt like my only options were essential oils, and I do have some other things that I use to scent my home and some good techniques that I love, but I'll save those for maybe another video if you're interested. Today I strictly want to talk about candles that you could just buy pre-made at the store with the same candle experience. So let's start with something that everyone can find, and that's Target. Whether you buy them in store or online, you can always get the Target candles. So I bought strictly fall candles, and these ones I thought were so incredible. I love the vases. I love that you can repurchase them. This one, I think, yeah, this was $13 and you can literally repurpose this vase. I actually thought this was a great deal. So this is a soy blend candle. What you're looking for is things that aren't saying blend. You just want it to say soy candle. You want it to say the type of wick. You want it to have like an ingredient list. That's going to be the best. But using like an organic soy is fine. That's a good option. There's coconut wax. There's a couple different waxes that you can use that are good. And then you want it to say what it's using to scent it. So these ones from the Hearth and Hand collection are actually supposed to be pretty good. My complaint with these is that to me, the scents were not giving fall. They weren't like, you know, when you go into Bath and Body Works, you know exactly what to smell for fall. You're thinking like an apple crisp, you're thinking like a salted or like a caramel, a pecan, something like that. Like there's specific scents that are like right on the money for the season. And this one to me was the most like tolerable, the only non-fire undertone, and I don't like the smell of like wood burning in a candle. This was the only one that was non-fiery and didn't have that scent, and this was the salted honey, and to me this smells like something they would put out in spring in different packaging and sell to me as like a flower sweet scent. And so it was a little bit disappointing to me, but I did burn it so that I can give you guys a decent review. And typically I try to burn them until they create an even ring. That's like the best of the best right there. And I like to know how the smoke is coming out, and you know, there's these details that I'm looking for. And with this one, I found that it did have a good burn. It was beautiful. And, it did create some aroma, although I didn't think that this was the best candle I've ever tried. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about where you can save your money. This is the Mrs. Meyers candle. Out of all of them, this one originally was my favorite. The ingredients were precise. They were down to the point. Even if they do have a bad ingredient, I just like that the brands are disclosing it to you. It feels so fraudy when they say like blend and they don't tell you what's in it. Like just at least tell me what's in it so I know, you know? And certain people are only sensitive to certain things. So like give us the details. And that's what I loved about this one. The whole entire packaging that it came in had every detail, every ingredient, anything that you could have a question about, down to the type of wick, you know, the scents that they're using in it, which is really critical, especially people who are sensitive to smells. Like, why aren't you giving me, if you're saying essential oils, like tell me that it's clove or tell me that it's cinnamon, especially when purchasing online. But this one I loved, and they came out with this acorn spice scent, and when I smelt it, it smelled like fall to me. It put me in the right mood. It was everything that I wanted, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this. Also, this was under $20. I believe this one was around $15, and it was a great deal. You could buy other sizes. There were so many options, and I got this at Whole Foods, but I'm sure you can get it all sorts of places online, and that's what drew me to this candle. The disappointing part is that when I brought this candle home and I lit it, I had it lit for probably 4 hours, and I was like, I swear I can't smell this candle at all. And then I thought maybe it's because I lit it while I was in the house and I've been around the house the whole time, so let me see. So I had a friend come over. I had to keep it burning for like another 4 hours because my friend was coming over. This is what it looked like after burning it for basically 8 hours, which is not a very deep burn, and it never consecutively burnt around the edge, which is kind of a sign of a ripoff. You know, you want it to like it needs to be an even burn when it burns. But anyway, my friend comes and I'm like, hey, could you smell the candle? And she comes almost weekly. She was like, no, it just smells like your house in here. It does not smell like the candle at all. And that was heartbreaking to me to know that for 8 hours, basically, I burnt this candle and it did nothing. And I couldn't even enjoy it because I couldn't smell it at all. So for that reason, I will probably not be purchasing one of these ever again from this brand. All right, let's talk one more option at Whole Foods. This is actually Whole Foods brand, the 365 brand, and I got the pumpkin crumble. Again, this one smelled almost Christmas to me, but it was a really strong scent, and that's what I like, is something that just, it like when you smell it, like immediately it puts you in a specific type of mood. That's what I love. So what's cool is that they put what was in here, soy wax, you know, fragrance, some stuff. I do think they could have done better with the ingredients list, but still we're always just trying to do a little bit better rather than worse. So that's why I reached out for this candle. Now this one is also good, but when you burn it, it's not as strong as it is in the container. So some people might like that and some people will not. For me personally though, I did burn it for a fair bit of time, and this is what the burn looked like. And it never got to that point where I really felt like I could fully enjoy the candle. And after more research about the ingredients and noticing how sensitive I had become to a lot of having like any of these candles burning, I noticed that I think something that makes a big difference for me is putting it on a heater versus burning it, and then just being able to enjoy that faint scent. When I have it burning and it's like flickering things in the air, I really notice that I start to have kind of like reactions, like I'm coughing or sneezing, or you know, like it's just, it kind of like, it might give me a sore throat, something like that. So I noticed with this candle that although the scent was lovely, it was not noticeable enough, although the burning was super noticeable on some of these. And this was one of those, that the burning outweighed the scent that I was getting, the aroma in the air. All right, now I want to talk just a couple options that I got so that if you have done this before, you can kind of compare them. This is a candle that we actually made at like a local candle place where you mix your own wax blend, you mix your own, they're like essential oil scents, and then they also have fragrance scents into it. Now this candle, for the first like 3 years, if I sat anywhere near it, I could smell it. But when I burn it, it just smells like burning oil. It doesn't smell like a fragrance oil, so I don't love that. But what I did love about it was the container, the cuteness, the vibe, and like the experience of the candle aside from burning it. So just if you've done something like that, you can kind of compare it in here with the vibe of these. Another one that I think a lot of you might have bought something similar to this is these soy candles off of Etsy. So this specific brand is the Twining Boutique Co. Twining, I'm not sure, but these are just premium scented soy candles, and this, out of all of them, has actually been one of my favorites. It burns, it's not the strongest scent, it's not the lightest, but it is hard because you can't smell the candle in person. But I don't really get any irritation with this candle when I burn it in my house, and that is a really big factor for me. Now let's talk about options that I don't think are the best, but again, they're a step in the right direction and what's been working for me. So I found both of these. You can find these at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, things like that. And that's why I want to talk about them, because I think that those things are always evolving and a lot of people are shopping there for their home goods. So let's check out what our options are. So things that I liked about this candle, this is from DW Home, and I have gotten multiple different candles from them before, whether they were lower tox options or not, but I liked that this one had a wood wick just because it felt bougie and beautiful, and I like the wood. Although there are better burning options, the type of wick that's used can actually be a big playing factor if you're going to be burning it versus putting it on a heater and just using it for the scent. So I liked that, and this was also made with essential oils, it said. It didn't say anything else, and I liked that. When I smelled it and it was sweet, I thought, yeah, that could be a vanilla, that could be a pecan, that could be, you know, actual legitimate essential oils. Now it says wax candle, and that was one thing that I didn't love. I wish that they would have broke down on the ingredients that were in the wax, if it was a palm wax, a coconut wax, a beeswax. There's so many different waxes out there now, and that's what we're kind of, you know, hankering down on and trying to get to the root of, is what kinds of things we're truly burning and putting into our home. But this candle, out of all of them, was my absolute favorite. I had probably 4 friends over and I asked all of them about their opinions on the candles, and this one ranked the highest for every single person. Everyone loved this candle. I wound up getting 3 of these, and they can illuminate with this one wick. They can illuminate my whole house, all 3 of them, to a strong scented, gorgeous smell. Everybody agreed that this was the best smell, the most fall. They just loved it. So I loved it as well. Now, going on to the one that I actually thought was the most fall, and I do like it because I think this is super accessible if you go to literally any TJ Maxx, any Home Goods, something like that, is this candle. Now, this is from the brand Sand and Fog. They also have like Sand and Dog. This is the Natural Home. So it does say made with essential oils. So again, that was something that persuaded me. When I smelt it, I was like, yes, that is a strong scent of fall. I liked that. Now let's talk about the ingredients in this. Now, the one thing about this is that it does have the thing saying like essential oils, but it does feel a little greenwashing to me because that's about the only piece of information that you get on this candle. And so therefore, in order to make an educated purchasing decision, I think you need more detail. So I did get this one, I did burn it. I think it's lovely. It scents the home really strong, but I also did get a little bit of like coughing and sore throat using this candle, which leads me to believe that the ingredients in here are just like not that good. And so this is definitely one that I would only use with a burner until it's gone, and then I probably won't repurchase it. Although their smell selection, the scent selection that they have at these stores is actually incredible. So I just want to leave you with one last tidbit of information to go home and make your purchasing decision. I'm sorry that I'm not just madly in love with any of these candles and we're still going to be on the hunt. But the one last tidbit of information that I have is these melts. Now, I've come to fall in love with melts because I actually find that they give me a lot less irritation. These ones are one of my favorite scents, and this is allspice pumpkin custard. The way I can smell the majority of these, and they just honestly make me so happy. They say intensely fragrant, clean burning, lead free. So these are from Swan Creek Candle Co. and their natural wax. I'm pretty sure that these are, you know, you can find these a lot of different places, but when I read the back, they didn't have the most information on here for me to be able to make a decision on if I felt these were clean burning or anything, but they do say clean burning, lead free, and fragrant. So that is a step in the right direction, and I do think that melts can be a good option for people who don't really do well with the actual burning candles. So yeah, that's all the information I have for you. Like I said, I actually do use a lot of scented things in my home. I use essential oils, I have blends, I have things that fragrant my house, or however you want to say it. They add an aroma to my house. So I do have strong opinions on what you can use aside from just this candle selection. But every year these products are getting better. They're becoming more accessible. So I do want to keep you updated on things that I find and my progress, and just keep you informed as well, so that you can educate yourself for when you're there. You know what brands are reliable or what ingredients are reliable as well, and just spreading the knowledge for everybody. I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed it. I just needed a friend to talk to today. And if you want to talk some more, I'll be down in the comments chatting there as well. So bye.